In this video, we're going to cover the process for managing events for the School of Education website as well as the School of Education OneStart calendar. So if you visit the School of Education website, where I'm at now, and you go to the events page here at the top, on this page you're going to see a list of events, and all these events are just pulling in information from the School of Education OneStart calendar. Anybody with a CAS that can CAS authenticate, so with an IUID, they can use this form here to submit an event. If they were to click on that link, they simply fill out this form and submit it. All events, though, are subject to approval. And before we get to that, you can see, if I close that form and go back to the events page, I can actually see the calendar itself by clicking this link to see the calendar. This is one way to get to it. And here we're looking at the events for Monday, January 27th. But we can flip to a week view and see the events for the week or the month view. You can navigate here on the calendar to see the events as well. But again, all you're seeing here are just approved events. And how event gets approved is through OneStart. So on my web browser, I'll navigate to onestart.iu.edu. I'll log in. And anybody that's been been added as a manager of the calendar can do this. They go to OneStart, go to the Services tab at the top, go to My IU Calendar on the left. And initially you'll just see your calendar, but what we want to see is the School of Education IUB calendar here. So I'll select that, and you'll notice in the upper right hand corner this little number appear, which is 19 for now, means we have 19 submitted events awaiting for approval. So I'll choose that, click that button. And here are all the events that have been submitted to our calendar. So a manager should go through and look at these and see if these are actually events we want to include on the calendar. If you want to include them all, you can check this box here, and it'll select them all. And then if you didn't want to include something, you could uncheck whatever you didn't want to include. I'm going to go ahead and approve them all, so I'll leave those checked. I'll click the Accept Checked button. And it'll give you a message that submissions have been approved. And you can return, go to the calendar, and now here's the School of Education IUB calendar with the new events that have been approved. I believe this suicide prevention training was one such event. So that's part of it. So these events have been approved, and so now if I were to look at the IUB calendar and refresh this, I should see, I think that was for the 27th, was that suicide prevention? If I scroll to the 27th, see suicide prevention training. So now it's on the calendar, but if I were to go to the events page on the website and refresh it, you'll see here we've got January 28th event, but nothing for the 27th, so it hasn't been added to the calendar. To do that, you go to WCMS. So I'm going to go ahead and log in to WCMS. And all I have to do is publish the events page now. And as soon as WCMS comes up, I will show you how to do that. While we wait for that, I just want to point out too that this particular page is looking for future events, so I believe it should include events happening today or later. So events that happen in the future, prior to today, will fall off of this list. So here WCMS is up. I'm going to navigate to the events page under RAP SDDU, BLEDUC Web, Website. Then you'll see the events folder. I'll expand that. Find the index page. Click the triangle. Choose Publish. And submit. So go into the queue. Luckily, I'm first in the queue. I'm, in fact, the only job in the queue. So we'll give this a moment here, and once it starts, we'll see some progress here in the % done column. And that might take a few seconds, or it could take a couple of hours, depending on how many events are actually in the queue. But you will see that I'm there, and I'm just waiting for the job to complete. We'll continue to wait for that. If some people's screens don't automatically take them to this publish queue after you submit a page for publishing, so if that's the case, to get to this publish queue, you can go up here in the upper left-hand corner in Cascade Server or WCMS, choose that box, click that link, go to Publisher, and then Active Jobs, and it'll take you to this Active Jobs page. And there it is, 100% done, and now it's out of the queue. So now I'll go back to my events page. I'll refresh it. And there you go, January 27th, suicide prevention training. And that is the process for approving events on the School of Education One Start calendar and to have them appear on the events website page.